Welcome to the CCS 8th grade class of 2025 graduation. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence and the Star Spangled Banner. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
Class marshals, please seat the class. Good evening. My name is Johnny Binley, and along with my classmates Maya Weed and Austin Ward, we are happy to be your MCs for tonight's ceremony. It is my honor to invite Dr. Rose, the Region 1 Assistant Superintendent, to the podium to start us with a welcome.
Those of you who wear glasses, you know all the glasses you have to wear on top of your head for these, right? So hello everyone, and congratulations to the 8th grade class. Today is a celebration of all that you have accomplished and all that's yet to come. You've grown so much, and just in what you've learned, but how you've learned to think, to connect, and to care. So as you prepare to take this next big step, I want to remind you always to appreciate where you come from. Your school, your teachers, your friends, and your families have helped shape the person that you are right now. These roots give you strength, especially when things get challenging. But this is also a moment about growth. High school bring new opportunities, new classes, new clubs, new people. Try them. Say yes to something that scares you a little bit. Talk to someone you don't know yet. You'll be amazed at what you discover about the world and about yourself. So go forward with confidence, be proud of where you started, stay curious about where you're headed, and always keep your heart open to what's possible. Congratulations to the class of 2025. You got this.
Thank you, Dr. Rose. My name is Maya Weed. It is now my honor to invite Ms. McGuire, CCS Principal, to the podium to say a few opening remarks.
Good evening. Thank you, Maya. It is my pleasure to welcome the Cornwall Board of Education, CCS faculty, parents, siblings, friends, and loved ones. Before we formally begin our focus on our graduates, I would like to extend a special welcome to our Region 1 Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Janine Rose. We are happy to have you with us here tonight to celebrate. Now, most importantly, a warm welcome to our 5 8th grade graduates. I am honored to formally welcome especially you to the Cornwall Consolidated School Class of 2025 graduation ceremony. This evening is a moment of celebration, pride, and reflection. For our graduates, it marks an important transition, a step forward into the next chapter of your lives. But for us here at CCS, it also marks a tender goodbye. Oh, it's gonna start already. To a group of students who have meant so much to us. Graduates, please stand and take a moment to recognize your family, your friends, and all of your supporters with a round of applause. So stand and thank all of your people that are here tonight. Go ahead, give them a round of applause. To all of you who have lifted up these students over the years, thank you. Your love, your encouragement, and your presence have helped shape who they are today. And to our graduates, you have made it here because of that support. And we know that you carry that love with you into your future. You don't have to stand for my whole speech. Every year, this day brings a mix of joy and sadness, but this year it feels even more profound. With only 5 students in the class of 2025, your absence next year is going to be deeply felt. Your voices, your energy, your presence, they have filled these hallways with life. You are a small class, but you have left a mighty mark. The smiles, the laughter, the morning hellos, and afternoon goodbyes, all the little moments add up to something incredibly meaningful. The inside jokes, the shared challenges, the moments of resilience, you've grown not only as individuals, but as a tight-knit, caring, and unforgettable group. Your bond with each other is something rare and beautiful. You've not only grown academically and personally during your time here, but you've changed our school for the better. The work you led last year around the Americans with Disabilities Act wasn't just a project. It was a powerful act of leadership and advocacy that has forever impacted our school. The improvements made because of your passion and your dedication have made CCS a more inclusive and welcoming place for everyone. We will never forget your powerful presentations at the Troutbeck Symposium, your poise and your passion at the Connecticut State Board of Education, and the immense pride we felt when CCS was named a red, white, and blue outstanding school, all because of you. Let's take a moment to recognize the incredible staff here at CCS who have helped guide and support this class. Staff members, please stand for a round of applause. And a special thank you. An additional thank you to our dedicated 8th grade advisors, Nicole Folino and Kirsten Gray, for your unwavering support, guidance, and love for this school. Graduates, this year, you 5 have been our leaders and our role models. You've set an example with your kindness, your teamwork, and your strength. Whether it was reading the morning announcements, participating in Region 1 sports, performing in the Little Mermaid Junior, mentoring younger students, or organizing CCS team activities. You stepped up time and time again. And just this past week, you amazed us yet again with your explorations projects and your civic life presentation. You are ready, not only for high school, but for the world. Graduates, you represent the very best of Cornwall: care, citizenship, and community. Take those values with you wherever you go. Let them guide you and challenge you and inspire you to keep making a difference, just like you've done here. The 5 of you have left a lasting legacy, not just in what you've accomplished, but in how you've made us feel. You've brought heart, courage, and a joy to our school, and we will miss you more than words can express. Remember, no matter how far you go, you'll always have a home here at CCS. We are always cheering you on. We are always here for you. Congratulations to the class of 2025. We are proud of you and cannot wait to see the incredible things you will do next.
Thank you, Mrs. McGuire. My name is Austin Ward. It is my pleasure to invite our very first student speaker and my dear friend, Donald Polk, to share some words with you about his time at CCS.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, Board of Education members, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Rose, Principal McGuire, teachers, and the CCS community, guests, my mom and dad, and my fellow graduates. My name is Donald Polk III. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a heart surgeon, I train for calisthenics, and in my free time, I volunteer at the Little Gildan at nursing homes. You're already laughing. For those of you who do know me, please don't say anything. When I first joined the school in 2016, me, a traumatic 6-year-old, was not happy to leave the preschool just down the street. Every year, my friends would leave the 3 K12 rooms. New kids, who are now friends, would join kindergarten, and I wouldn't see my friends going to 3rd grade almost at all. Then next year, it would happen again. I hated when anything would change, even if it was small. In my first years of coming here, I had to learn that things don't always stay the same. This concept came very slowly to me, but I eventually got better at accepting it, like realizing that I wasn't going to be as tall in 8th grade as I thought 8th graders were supposed to be, and that I won't always be around the same people in my life, or have the same personality. There's a famous quote from an unknown source that says, "Change is never painful, only the resistance to change is painful." This quote describes my experience with change almost exactly. In kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade, I had a friend named Noah Interact. We would do everything together until he left at the end of 2nd grade. His leaving really made me start accepting change, but now that I'm a middle schooler, I can deal with change. And I've overcome many fears, like growing up, letting things go from the past, and trying new things. The trying new things part has really shaped who I am, and I want to tell you about a few of the ways it has shaped me now. I played the alto saxophone, and in 6th grade, when I was asked if I wanted to join the 7th and 8th grade jazz band, while still being in 6th grade, I was scared, and I almost said no. But I said yes, and now I've gone all the way to being invited to play for the recent Kent Private High School jazz performance. And it's all because I took the chance and got out of my comfort zone. When I go skiing at Mohawk Mountain, I remember when the smallest bunny hill there felt like skydiving. I couldn't even stand on my skis. I remember when Austin and Kais took me on the chairlift to go to the top of Timber, a black diamond. I didn't even know where the trail was until I realized the cliff was the trail. I took a risk, with caution I have to add, and now I speed down the black diamonds. When you get out of your comfort zone, even a little bit, it's better than staying inside because otherwise you won't experience anything new or learn anything new. When I was little, I would have never thought of doing any of these things or taking any of these risks. But now I know to face change and even create my own change. Before, if I had an opportunity, I wouldn't take it, but now I do everything I can. My explorations project this year was to create a website that preserves Cornwall's history and its people, so even when things continue to change, our history will always be remembered. Creating a project about Cornwall's history made me see how different everything has become, and how there's always something to learn from change. I will always remember my teachers and friends over the years and how they taught me how to be independent and to grow, even when I didn't think I could. I hope that next year's kindergarten and any other person in my school will take any opportunity they can to be better and achieve more and be open to change. Now that we are going into high school, I know that with everything we have learned at CCS, we can handle it and face that next change in our lives openly. Thank you, CCS, and congratulations to my classmates.
Thank you, Donald. Great message for us graduates to bring with us to high school and beyond. Next, we have some awards to present. I'd first like to invite to the podium First Selectman Gordon Ridgway to present the Citizenship Award.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to graduates and their families, teachers, and I will say, as a person who sat up here 50 years ago as a student and parent of 3 graduates, this is the first time a non-veteran has presented this award, and I would like to thank the school and the 8th grade and all the students here for honoring our veterans, who are a very important part of our community every year at the Veterans Day ceremony. So anyway, everyone here should get a citizenship award for that type of activity. And I think the fact that the Post, the local Veterans of Foreign Wars Post, has for years given out a citizenship award as an acknowledgement that you don't have to be a veteran or a selectman to be a citizen, and you can start that process at a very early age, and I think that's one of the strengths of the school of encouraging that. But there can only be one winner, and it's my honor to present this award to Donald Polk III. He has also been honored as the Litchfield County Superintendent's Award for CCS. Everybody in Cornwall knows of his music ability, and we've all appreciated his playing for years at the Memorial Day observances in Cornwall Village, which is a great showcase for the music program here. He has participated in other music programs here, including the musical since the 5th grade. He has done a solo art project down at the National Iron Bank. He also does sports, showing how students here can be very well-rounded, participating in soccer, basketball, track and field, and he gives back to his community by volunteering at the rummage sale and the Cornwall Farm Market. And I have noticed that he has a particular like of dogs at the farm market, and he has particular skill of walking the dogs, and some of the elderly customers come up, and that people may not think of that as citizenship, but it binds him together with some of the older people in town and with the animals and things, and that's, to me, an example of an outgoing person that really helps to knit the community together. And again, his program that he asked me some relatively easy questions as part of his exploration program. Thank him for that. But that whole nature of that project of trying to videotape and record people here now and what they have to say and what they've been doing, I think is a great example of citizenship. So I would like to give this Veterans of Foreign Wars Citizenship Award to Donald Polk III by Berkshire VFW Post 9243 on June 10th, 2025. Congratulations, Donald.
Thank you, Mr. Ridgway, and congratulations, Don. I would now like to invite Mrs. Iris Herman, granddaughter of Dorothy Herman, who was the CCS secretary for 27 years, to the podium to present the next award, which is the Dorothy Herman Memorial Award.
Every year it seems prudent to take the first part of this award to remind everyone who Dorothy Herman was. More than my grandmother and more than just an award. Her Cornwall roots ran deep, and when she was born in 1922 on Town Street in what is now Bobby Tyson's house, She was already the 6th generation in her family to live in this town. She and her 4 siblings attended the one-room schoolhouse in East Cornwall, taught by her mother, Bessie Blake. Cornwall had not yet consolidated all of its schools at that point in time. During the Depression, the family farm made sure that no one went hungry, both within the family and in the town. Her father, Clarence Blake, became first selectman and held the record for longest running, broken only by Gordon Ridgway. Happy birthday to him in the audience, by the way. Dottie raised her 2 children in Cornwall and worked at CCS for nearly 30 years as the secretary, now called the administrative assistant, Patty's job. Rumors have it that this tiny, and listen carefully as I point out her size for relevance later on, was actually the one running everything, as unofficial school nurse, keeping school buses on schedule, making sure everyone was in line to assuring that every family had everything they needed inside and outside the school. She did it all for everybody. This award is given to the student who best exemplifies the qualities of Dorothy Herman: considerate, kind, helpful, caring, cheerful, thoughtful, dependable, and generous of time and self. There are former CCS students in the audience this evening who still remember her fondly, even some parents of this graduating class. This year's recipient shines brightest when taking on leadership roles in the CCS Teens events, specifically when working with younger students. This is where their empathy, their kindness, and patience genuinely show. They always go above and beyond to care for their friends and family. They participate in band, chorus, regional chorus, soccer, basketball, volleyball, and the school plays, a foot in every door representing the great possibilities at CCS. Last year during the 7th grade ADA project, this student went into full gear, brainstorming more and more methods for accessibility and taking tangible steps to complete them with the entire class. Repainting handicapped parking spaces, printing braille tabs for every room in the school, basic sign language tutorials. The rabbit hole went deeper and deeper, and this work paid off with CCS being honored with the Red, White, and Blue School of Distinction Award. When it was time to sit down this year with the 8th graders and talk about their explorations projects, I nearly brought one specific book with me, Miss Rumphius by Barbara Cooney. Instead, I borrowed a line to help emphasize the aim of lasting effects and fostering connections within the school community that the explorations seek to achieve. After finishing all your own wants and desires, look a little deeper. You must do something to make the world more beautiful. This student flew with that goal in the most absolutely literal sense. The walls of CCS are decorated with odds and ends, patched together with lovely glimpses of time and years accumulating down the hallway bit by bit. Individually, they are pleasant, but after close to 30 years, the piecemeal begins to show. Taking every frame off, giving them equity with brand new paint, cinched corners, reviving and replacing pictures, rehanging them evenly, Our Lady brought new life and revitalized images to our beloved school. It's always the smallest things that make the biggest impacts. Thank you for seeing what needed to be done and making this little part of the world more beautiful, Maya. Congratulations on being this year's Dorothy Herman Award winner.
Thank you, Mrs. Herman, and congratulations, Maya. Next, Mrs. McGuire will return to the podium to announce the Outstanding Academic Achievement Award recipients.
The Outstanding Academic Achievement Award goes to a student who has demonstrated exceptional dedication to learning and consistently high academic performance across all subjects. It is my pleasure to present this Outstanding Academic Achievement Award to Donald Polk. We also want to take a moment to recognize Donald, if you'll stand for me, as this year's recipient of the Litchfield County Superintendent's Award. And Austin Ward as this year's CABE Award recipient. Donald and Austin, we recognize them for their outstanding achievements.
Thank you, Ms. McGuire, and congratulations, Donald and Austin. Our last award tonight is the Cornwall Board of Education Volunteer Award. I would like to invite Ms. Iris Herman, the Cornwall Board of Education Chair, to announce the award recipient.
I need some props for this one. Some folks know exactly where they are needed most and ride with that for their entire life, generously contributing to their favorite activities and people with tireless love and devotion. There's quite literally nothing that can stand in their way. Heart complications, broken hips, pandemics. Fortunate is not a strong enough word to describe how lucky we are and how lucky we have been to have this year's Board of Education Award recipient in our school, acting in one capacity or another for over 60 years. We can find her not just in CCS, but all over town. She's a fixture in the entirety of Cornwall's events and groups. If you have a baby, she'll be the first one to start decorating your newborn with adorable hats and stuffed animals. I think I lost the hat though. Oh, here it is. As a member of the Cornwall's Knitters Club, if you have more children, they'll receive consolation prizes for every sibling that they have. At the rummage sale, rags have become linens over the years, and no children's clothing goes unnoticed by her watchful eyes. It's the kids, though, who she really loves most of all. From librarian to recess monitor. 10 more minutes, she'd yell in really nice days, according to legend. And deciding retirement was for the birds. Maybe even the birds outside her window, who she fed dutifully for so many years. And coming back almost daily to CCS to read her favorite book to the students, who for decades have always been hers as much as she is theirs. This year's 8th grade class is especially close to her. Last year during their ADA project, they learned about all different kinds of disabilities and how some are more visible than others. This year's recipient spoke freely of her husband's disability and how it impacted their life, giving real relevance to the work that the students were doing. That work extended to yard tasks and community service, and that brought the whole curriculum full circle. That circle also revolves around Sally Hart every day. The connections she's made, the silly jokes she's played, the advocacy she's spoken for our youth, and the diligence she's kept to making sure that Cornwall has an underdog. Pivotal to our town is an understatement. Thank you, Mrs. Hart, for all the magic you share with everyone around you.
Thank you, Mrs. Herman, and congratulations, Mrs. Hart. We would also like to take this time to present Mrs. Hart with a copy of the yearbook, and the class of 2025 dedicate this yearbook to Mrs. Sally Hart. She comes to read to us since we were in kindergarten. She retired from CCS in 1999, but she still volunteers to read to so many classes. She is very special to our class, and we decided to give something back to her by devoting our efforts of our group explorations project to help her and letting her know how much she means to us.
Our next student speaker, and a good friend of mine, is Mason Bryant, who will share some words about his experience at CCS.
Good evening, Board of Education members, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Rose, Principal McGuire, teachers in the CCS community, guests, and my 8th grade friends. I am Mason Bryant. After being in Cornwall for about 5 years, this school has really changed who I am in a good way. The teachers and other students have been very inclusive and taught me new things. My experience here at CCS is like a jump in motocross. It made me face fears and overcome challenges. This school allowed me to show who I am and how I can have a good impact on this community. 5th grade was a straightaway to the great journey of mine here at CCS. When I first got here, I had no idea where anything was and just followed my classmates around and hoped they were bringing me to the right place. Getting to know the teachers and other students was a memorable experience. I slowly made friends and started to get to know everybody in my class and started getting the hang of it. 6th grade was the base of the jump. Johnny came along and we became great friends. I was very familiar with the school and the people around me. I then felt like a part of the community, and I still do. Nature's classroom was a really fun 3 days staying in a cabin with most of my classmates. Then we came back and shared our experiences with everyone at CCS. 7th grade was the top of the jump that gave me the confidence that I was going to need to get through this year. A significant part of this year was helping others by going to the Tropic Symposium and presenting our ADA project to a big crowd of about 300 people and getting the Red, White, and Blue School Award. When we presented our project, I realized that I had gotten that far and had to stick with it to overcome my fear of talking in front of a large audience. 8th grade was getting off the end of that jump, flying in the sky with the final stretch to the finish. Getting to this point has made me who I am. My explorations project to restore an ATV made me persevere and made me try harder than I thought I could. During my project, I had to change my plans and do a lot of quick thinking to fix small issues that could have added up to be a much larger issue. I'm looking forward to a great high school experience next year. Even with the amount of troubles I had through this year, I still managed to make it through. A quote from Evel Knievel, a stunt performer and entertainer, is, "You can fall many times in life, but you're never a failure as long as you try to get back up." This is a quote that demonstrates how I have gone through these past few years. There isn't success without mistakes. It doesn't matter if you fail. It matters if you bring yourself back together and get up every time you fall. From this day, I'll remember the first and last time of coming here to CCS and everything in between. Some advice for me is to try your hardest, persevere, and don't let troubling obstacles get in the way and keep you down. Try getting over them and really push yourself to get to that goal. I would like to thank everyone here for the opportunity to speak to you this evening. Once again, congratulations to my 8th grade friends.
Thank you, Mason, for sharing such an important message with us here tonight. I would now like to invite Ms. Herman back to the podium to introduce our guest speaker tonight.
Hi again. In the spring of 2008, Elizabeth Ridgway stepped out of CCS and never stopped going. After Kent School, she headed up north to St. Lawrence University, then on to my alma mater, Hartwick College, and then further to Quinnipiac to finish her APRN qualifications. After that, she came back home to Cornwall, married and became Elizabeth Russ, worked at Sharon Hospital's ER for over 5 years, and took up the lead on the Cornwall Rescue Squad as captain. She currently works in Canaan at Community Health and Wellness and can beat the pants off almost anyone in axe throwing. We never know how high we are till we are asked to rise, and there is no limit to Lizzie's sky. It's an honor to introduce her as our guest speaker this evening.
Good evening, and thank you to Iris for inviting me to be the speaker tonight. I hope to share some pointers, memories, and anecdotes without boring anyone to sleep. Fingers crossed. Sorry if I sound a little bit bossy, but my siblings will be certain to tell you that that's the older sister in me, and my EMTs would be certain to tell you that that's our captain. I have seen the impact of life choices and will reflect on that. So pointer number 1, find your people, your village, and your community. Surround yourself with people who build you up. You do not always need to see eye to eye, but it is important to always have each other's best interests at heart. I remember being a kindergartner preparing to ride the bus. Both the size of the bus and the big kids riding the bus were intimidating. I did not know who I would sit next to. Quickly, 2 people were willing to be my bus buddies. These 2 people are named Charles and Will Russ. As time went on, especially when my siblings started riding the bus, we developed our little bus culture by doing things like chanting, "Fast over the bumps, fast over the bumps," and encouraged the bus driver to pick up speed so we could use physics to potentially leave our seated positions. The more air we would catch, the harder we would laugh. Students, please listen to Melissa and Stephanie. While flying off the seat might not make sense, building culture and community is wise. Little did we know that the spirit of collaboration would continue and that teamwork would precede leadership positions in the Cornwall Fire Department and even my marriage to Will, the 3rd grader who took kindergartner Liz under his wing. Communities and villages evolve, and this is beneficial. I know our fire department is a better place thanks to the families who have moved to town and boosted our roster. Graduates, obviously the next year will be different for you. You will not have Mrs. Rivesi greeting you as you walk in the door, but I certainly know she will be thrilled if you come back and visit her. Going from a class to 5 to a class that might be 20 times that amount might be intimidating. You have learned how to work in a small group. Now you have the opportunity to work in a much larger group. So, how do you find your village? Well, it might be on the school bus. There are other options as well. As you head to the high school, think about joining groups, a sports team, the Envirothon team, the FFA, the travel club, art garage, or the musical theater. Pointer number 2, always have a mentor. Life changes. We face hurdles. Luckily for many of those hurdles, there has been someone who has had that same experience. Lean on those people. Mentors can help you with the exciting things as well, such as driving a car when the time comes, or hitting the baseball. For me, CCS directly led to my closest mentor. When I was in 8th grade, we had the precursor to the exploration projects. I was interested in becoming a doctor, so reached out to my pediatrician, who was willing to let me shadow her. I stayed connected with her, and while in college, was able to spend a summer interning with her, and her colleague at the time was a nurse practitioner who was not burnt out, and really enjoyed bringing the nursing perspective to patient care. That nurse practitioner inspired me to become a nurse, then a nurse practitioner, and she is now my colleague. Her name is Rebecca Malone, and she is currently practicing at the school-based health center at Hoosie. Graduates, if you sign up, you'll be able to see a healthcare provider at school, which leads me to my next pointer. Pointer number 3, take care of your physical and mental health. I mean, I wouldn't be doing my profession justice if I didn't mention this. Your health is so important. Find a primary care provider who you can trust and you can communicate with. If something does not feel right, speak up for yourself and get checked out. Mental health is so imperative. Life is so stressful. Think about all the ways that the world has changed since you were in kindergarten. There can be a lot to process in life, and sometimes our brains need a little bit of help processing what is going on in the world or even your world. There are so many ways to help your mental health. Maybe your specials here at CCS have given you an idea about the things that can boost your mood. Consider therapy or counseling, as it can be helpful to have a professional to vent to and to express yourself. Several studies have demonstrated the importance of exercise on mental health. Graduates and students use the tools and skills that were taught by Mr. B. Once again, do not hesitate to reach out for help, and do not hesitate to ask for a boost in your neurotransmitters through medicine. Pointer number 4, use technology wisely. To reflect on this point, we went to New York for my 8th grade class trip. We were one of the first classes that brought cell phones with us. The teachers and chaperones wisely decided that we were not mature enough to have our phones with us overnight. Some of our classmates decided that that was not fair, so they decided to get back at the teachers by setting phone alarms for the middle of the night. These phones were a variety of flip phones, and it was difficult for the chaperones to shut off all of the alarms. Rumor has it that one of the phones was so difficult to shut off that the chaperone flung it out the window. For all we know, it could still be outside a hotel in northern New Jersey. It is important for us to recognize the role of technology, and we need to be mindful about how to use it. Every message you send, phone call you make, Snapchat you send, search you place can be traced. It is important to engage with technology in a smart way and in a way that builds up those around you. Pointer number 5, be curious. Every day is an opportunity to learn, not only in the classroom, but also personally. Curiosity fuels knowledge, and knowledge is power. You have had the opportunity to learn in a unique manner through your exploration projects. If you enjoyed the project, continue to pursue that interest. If you did not enjoy your project, that is also helpful, as you now know that you should be spending your energy elsewhere. Curiosity can manifest in different ways, and feel free to explore in a way that you enjoy. Not everyone loves reading a book, but if you enjoy reading a book, certainly do so. Maybe listen to a podcast or investigate a new area. If you have not already, please take a moment to look at the high school website. There are videos which will show you how your wonder can be developed. For example, there is a video which describes the Mahoney Hewitt Science and Technology Center, which is directed by Beth Deneen. Curiosity will help you find a career path, as it has with many of my contemporaries. CCS graduates from my era are doing amazing things, just as you will. While my roots are here in Cornwall, I also recognize that many CCS alumni have moved across the state, country, and world. For a little bit of inspiration, let me give you a glimpse into what CCS graduates are doing. There are at least 2 recording musical artists. Mrs. S certainly laid the foundation for these musicians. There are international artists who display artwork on multiple continents. There are people who have worked in international policy, leading to positions in Africa. There are people who have competed in collegiate soccer and baseball. There are people working in Hollywood on developing the latest cinematic hits. There are individuals who have served or are active duty in the United States military. CCS seems to foster an interest in healthcare, as evidenced by the alums who are doctors, nurses, midwives, and physical therapists. Locally, CCS graduates do many things, including being business owners, farmers, mechanics, electricians, teachers, shout out to Miss Buckley, firefighters, EMTs, and this is just the start of the list. All of this to say, your opportunities are endless. Embrace the moment, and do not worry too much about the future, but know by being a CCS graduate, your future is bright. To the faculty and staff at CCS, congratulations. You have guided this class to the pinnacle of their academic career to date. You have supported them through a global pandemic and helped them become the strong, athletic, artistic, and compassionate human beings that they are today. To the families of the graduates, congratulations, and thank you for the time that you have dedicated to your graduate. Take a moment to reflect on the accomplishments of your graduate and all of the things that make you proud of them. To the CCS students who are not graduating yet, thank you for being here. Take a moment to think about the impact that this class has had on you. Think about the shoes that will need to be filled, and think about how you can fill these shoes, and how you can make these 8th graders proud. As you look at the 8th graders, there might be moments where you might feel a little bit lost without them, but I can promise you that you will also get unlost. To the 8th graders, to the graduates, hats off to you. I would like to take a moment to give you all a little bit of a pep talk. Take a moment to look at the crowd gathered here today. They are proud of you, they will recognize your accomplishments, but also help you through any challenging times. I wish I could wrap you up in a bubble and protect you from the trials and tribulations of life, but I didn't bring bubble wrap with me, and I cannot shelter you from every storm. I do hope that you can use some tools so you can weather the storm. Everyone in this room, including you graduates, will face adversity, but as life feels challenging, I would like to give you a framework to help you conquer the challenge ahead of you. You might be familiar with Paige Beckers, a current Dallas Wings WNBA player and former UConn Huskies standout. She has faced adversity in the form of injuries. She spent time working on her faith and mental health and changed her mental framework from why me to why not me? Why can I not overcome this and come out even better? This is an example of the impact of mindset and the impact of your mental health on your success. While you might get knocked down, when you get back up, you can be stronger than ever. As the storm comes in, know who you can count on, whether it be your friends, your family, your mentor, your village, the wisdom of trusted adults, or even technology. When the storms come in, do not think, why me, but instead, why not me? Why can I not overcome this? When the storm settles down, I want you to take time to regroup. I want you to take time to rejuvenate. I want you to take time to build back your strength. Something that I think is important for everyone to know is that it's important to take time for self-care. It is excellent to take time to fill up your cup, and when that cup is full, make the best out of your day, put your best foot forward, take chances, as long as they don't risk you being in an ambulance, see the world, and know you'll always have a home base here at CCS. Know the world is a better place because you are in it. I will wrap up by quoting the president of the Australia Zoo, Bindi Irwin. We all have the unique opportunity to leave a legacy and make a difference for the future generations. So any way you are able to get involved is making a difference. Thank you, and congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Mrs. Ross. We appreciate you for coming here to share the impact that CCS has had on your life. As we move on to our next chapter of our lives, and now for the moment we have all been waiting for, I invite Ms. McGuire, Dr. Rose, and Mrs. Herman up to the podium to present the graduates with their diplomas.
Today, after each graduate's name has been announced, after each a staff member, will read a brief tribute to each one. Please refrain from clapping until all the graduates have received their diploma. I promise there will be a time to clap and cheer for them all. Class marshals, please raise the graduates. Jonathan D. Binley.
When Johnny joined CCS, he saw the best that this rural school offered and took advantage of opportunities in school and sports, especially basketball. But Johnny brought something important with him too. A perspective he gained from being in other places and other schools. He shared this perspective with peers and teachers in a way that helped all of us appreciate what we might take for granted. He made CCS a better place. As LeBron James says, I think team first. It allows me to succeed and it allows my team to succeed. School sometimes gets characterized as just subjects and grades, but it's also about character development. Johnny, you have character. You befriended new students, younger students, and anyone who sat with you. Perhaps you were hearing the voice of LeBron saying, I see myself as a mentor now, and I'm excited to lead some of these talented young guys. You are always willing to jump up and help. Too many times you receive no thanks for that quiet help. Today I say, thank you, Johnny, for being you. Enjoy high school, and remember LeBron said, I'm going to use all my tools, my God-given ability, and make the best life I can with it. Congratulations.
Mason Bryant.
Mason makes his presence known. You'll hear his excitement and energy down the hallway before you even see him in the morning. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and that sleeve is likely to be tie-dyed, or at least it used to be. He has only been part of the CCS family since 5th grade, but he fits in as if he has been here all along. He has amazing skills in so many different areas that combine together to create a respectful, funny, caring, and truly interesting individual. He is a careful and dedicated and detailed artist. He is a talented guitar player, and he is an absolute genius with automotives and engines. If your car breaks down, or especially your ATV, you will want Mason to work on it. Another talent we saw was in the cafeteria. Apparently, he would eat anything Mrs. Marco served him. This must be why he just keeps growing and is now taller than, well, most of his teachers. Mason, your energy, your passion for learning, your caring heart, and your dedication to learning will be greatly missed. But as you said in your speech, you mastered this jump. You are ready to take on the next one, my friend. Congratulations. We know you will do amazing things.
Lord Donald B. Polk III.
You probably know Donald for his ever-present smile and respectful attitude. Whether in the classroom or at lunch, he brings a positive energy that lifts everyone around him. He's the student who, without being asked, baked cookies for Mrs. Hart after helping clean her yard with the 8th grade class, because that's just who he is. His artistic talent is remarkable. Through drawing, painting, and design, he expresses a creative vision that's all his own. As a musician, he performed at the Northern Regional Solo Festival and was selected to play with the Northern Regional Band. He's also performed with the Regional Band, the CCS Jazz Band, CCS Chorus, the Kent School Jazz Band, and even took on the role of Prince Eric in The Little Mermaid. He even became a TikTok sensation for his jaw-dropping performance of Flight of the Bumblebee, flawlessly executed while using circular breathing. Off the stage, he's a dedicated athlete on the soccer field, basketball court, and the track, and a friend with a sharp sense of humor and a generous heart. As we celebrate this graduating class, I am proud to honor Donald, who inspires simply by being himself. Congratulations, Donald, and thank you. I can't wait to see all that you accomplish through your high school career and beyond.
Austin Allen Ward.
Do you need technical specs, your bicycle repaired, some spare Star Wars Lego pieces, or a sprinkle of Old Bay seasoning for your meal? Austin's got you covered. This guy's a hands-on learner who described himself in this year's yearbook with the superlative, most random. But he is always willing to offer a solution to tech issues. He has been a member of the morning announcements team. He sings in chorus. I'm pretty sure he went from a soprano to a bass this year, from about 5'5" to 6'5". Austin also swims on Cornwall's team. For the class's ADA project, Austin knew so much about the 3D printer we borrowed from Hoosie. This guy's also a philosopher, always asking questions, including what should or shouldn't be in the 5 food groups. Austin is open to new experiences. Those who knew him when he was a kindergartner might not have suspected that as an 8th grader he would play the role of King Triton on stage in The Little Mermaid. He is very comfortable speaking publicly. His self-critiques are often accurate and honest. There are lots of opportunities ahead for you in high school, Austin. You're going to be an amazing asset at HBRHS. Please remember to come back and visit us.
Maya Jalen Weed.
Maya's bubbly personality has been an important part of CCS community since kindergarten. It has been a joy to watch her grow from an energetic, happy kindergartner into the confident, kind, and thoughtful young woman she is today. Her curiosity and enthusiasm have always stood out, whether she was diving into a hands-on science lab, eagerly learning sign language for her ADA project, or tackling her favorite, magic squares, in math. What makes Maya so special is the way she cares. She deeply values family and friends and is always ready to offer support to those around her. She's a true role model for our younger students. As a leader in CCS teams, Maya was a steady and thoughtful presence for our younger students, always ensuring they were included, supported, and felt like they belonged. Maya shined brightly on stage, participating in band, chorus, and regional chorus.
She brought laughter to the stage as one of the wonderfully silly princesses in The Little Mermaid. Maya, we are so incredibly proud of how much you've grown. I will miss your smile and good mornings each day, but I can't wait to see all that you'll accomplish at Hoosie and beyond. Let's have another round of applause for our 2025
Now is when we get to move our tassels. Some believe the reason why you place the tassel on the right is because you have earned the right to graduate. Moving the tassel to the left after graduating is symbolic of crossing over to another stage in your life. Alright, here's the moment we have all been waiting for since kindergarten 9 years ago. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Move those tassels. CCS to high school. Class marshals, please seat the class.
Before concluding today's ceremony, we would like to thank a few people. Thank you to our 7th grade class marshals, Izzy Coppola and Willow Lesh.
Thank you to Richard Briggs, Cornwall's amazing resident videographer, for recording this graduation so it could be seen by many.
A tremendous thank you to the staff at CCS who work tirelessly every day to ensure we learn to our highest ability and have fun doing so. Also to all the staff who helped ensure we had this amazing graduation celebration. And another big thanks to Ms. McGuire who helped us grow so much this year.
Also thank you to the Board of Education members for taking the time to celebrate this day with us and for all your support throughout the year.
And finally, a thank you to Dr. Rose, our Region 1 Assistant Superintendent, for coming to celebrate with us today. Ms. McGuire will now come to the podium for a few last words.
And of course, an enormous thank you and congratulations to the 8th grade parents of our graduates. You have done a tremendous job raising these amazing graduates, and we are grateful for you sharing them with us over the years. Before we have the ceremony, let's have a huge round of applause for our MCs tonight, Johnny Vinley, Austin Ward, and Maya Weed, who will now wrap up our ceremony today.
Congratulations, graduates. Under your chair is a bag with some gifts for you to remember CCS from the Board of Education. We also have a pizza truck here for you to enjoy some good food with family and friends. The marshals will walk the graduates to the back of the gym and they will line up for an amazing photo opportunity. Get those cameras ready. Class marshals, please raise the graduates and lead them to the back of the gym.